Welcome back, guys, to Trails into Reverie, where we have ourselves another daydream to view to start off with, but with another gap between things going on, and multiple characters now grinded up to even higher levels than before. Only one person is lower than 200, and that is poor old McBurn, not knowing what level I actually need him at for certain things. We are ready to go with even more equipment, even more stuff done, not necessarily for the main party, but for the other members around the place. I've learnt my lesson from last time's trials. I'm not going in there again without built characters, do you know what I mean? So I've just generally got myself a hell of a lot more stuff. And now I'm slightly wondering if I actually beat the boss that was at the end of the 7th stratum again. But with that said and with that done, another session starts off first of all with our reward for completing the 7th stratum. A daydream look on the bright side is now available. Hey, hey, hey! Well, Bestel is my highest level character currently at 235, and now it looks like we get to spend even more time with the brights.
Rendering browsing interface.
So the thing is, our original protagonist, the family that got built up even more after the fact, and now we're, oh my god, that's way further back on everything. And now we're going to visit them again. How many games down the line? Yeah. They're still relevant, and I like it. Let's begin. March 1207 of the Septian calendar. With Crossbell liberated and vows made between Olivier and Shara, things were finally starting to slow their roll. There was no better time to take a well-deserved family vacation, so we did just that. A very special destination in mind.
Just get that crisp, cool Ymir air in your lungs. And now that we're all checked in, it's time to go do some tourism.
All right. I feel like you've been drooling over the sights since we took the cable car in.
Oh, Estelle, when are you going to start acting your age? Even Rean's parents were regarding you like an excitable child when saying hello.
Sorry, I've just wanted to come here ever since he told us about it. And we couldn't skimp on our first family vacation with you as a bright. With how hard it is for Dad to find time these days, Adios knows when we'll get another. We gotta enjoy this to the max.
How I wish that weren't the case. I hate how little time we get to spend together nowadays. In fact, I can't even remember when we had our last vacation together. And then when I finally carved out the time for such a lovely occasion, I can't even ditch the uniform.
We don't mind. If anything, we've got your work to thank for picking the vacation spot to pull this off. You going back and forth to Erebonia from home to discuss their army's future meant needing somewhere close to work. So...
See? Everything worked out. They told you they probably wouldn't call you in anyway, right? So don't stress and take it easy.
That's in the plan. I really hope you have a great time with us, Ren. Now, if you want to buy any presents for your classmates or anything, just say the word.
Oh, really? Well, if you're sure.
Is it just me, or do those two still seem kind of awkward around each other?
I thought the same thing. They're still being a little distant with one another. We've spent so little time together since Rin was adopted. Probably still have some adjusting to do. Hopefully this vacation will give them a chance to bond.
I love that. I was looking up going, and he's still in full military uniform when on vacation, and then they had a line that said, yes. We just don't want to model anything else, yes. Daydream, a look on the bright side, begins. The Bright family were excited to experience all they could of Ymir, shopping, relaxing in their foot baths, taking in the snow-kissed sights. This eventually led them out into Ymir's valley's edge, where they could see a mighty waterfall. Holy crapoli, get a load of that! I've never seen a waterfall so big, totally frozen over like this. Likewise, you wouldn't think it was March already. No wonder Baron Schwarzer recommended we come to see it. There's something mystical about this part of the valley, isn't there? Look at that monument. That says to me this area has a lot of history. I imagine it's a vestige of old animism. What I learned in Erin Village, it could be used to access the spirit path. Achoo! You okay there, Ren? You aren't the most dressed for the weather. Here, I'll lend you my jacket for a few. I'll be fine, thank you. The long walk up here kept me from getting too cold. I just need to move around a bit more. I'm sure I'll warm up in no time. Well, if you're sure. Oh, to be young again. I'm laid to high heaven and all my limbs are still going numb. Oh, my metabolism is much better than yours. Hey, talk about a cheap shot. I've been itching to get a good snowball fight going since I got here. Besides, I believe someone just said something about warming up through physical activity. I'm here in uniform today, so I can't play around too much. Or can't I? Oh, so there is some fire in that belly. It's not as though anyone is around. I accept your challenge. You'll need a walker to get back to Ymir once I'm through with you. Prepare yourself for a snowdown throwdown. You sure they aren't both children? Neither of them takes too well to losing, that's for sure. But it's nice to see Dad showing love in his signature awkward way. I suppose you're right. I do like that aspect of him. They're so alike in that regard. Easy. Less talking, more pelting. I'd really rather not. I don't want my clothes getting dirty. Boo, don't be such a spoil sport. You're welcome to all come at me if you think you can win. Estelle doesn't stand a chance on her own. Oh, you are so in for it right now. We'll see who doesn't stand a chance when you've got a mouthful of snow. Too slow. Uh-oh. This is not ideal. Oopsie. Sorry about that, Mr. Bohr. Honest mistake. I don't think he's going to accept your apology. I kind of started this, but we can't have him causing a scene here. Here we go again. See if you can subdue it, but don't hurt him more than necessary. I know. We're not even doing it. Why, it sounds like you've had quite the day already. I can't believe you were able to tame that boar. That one's a relatively recent arrival on the mountain. He's quite aggressive and always seems to be on edge. He startled quite a few passers-by before, so I was beginning to think something needed to be done. But I should never have introduced you to the place with knowing such a dangerous present. You have my deepest apologies. But please also accept my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all of Ymir for calming him. I am deeply grateful. Though perhaps I should have expected no less from the children of the legendary Brigadier General Cassius Bright. Oh, it was nothing really. And seriously, please don't thank us. That poor boar never would have come over if I hadn't smacked him in the face with a snowball. All we did was calm him down and see to his wounds. Speaking of wounds, he clearly had a lot of them from before our fight. If he really was a recent arrival to the area, it might have been a turf war with the other boars that put him on edge. Hopefully, he'll start being a little calmer now. I hope so. We'll keep an eye out either way. Please, do get started on your food. I wouldn't want it to get cold. Oh, thank you. You don't need to tell me twice. I'm starving. I'll say, I never thought the day would come when I would be able to drink with the famous Cassius Bright. I hear you personally taught my son as a fellow 8th Leaves practitioner too. It's truly an honor to have you in our household. All I did was give him a gentle push in the right direction. It was his strength that let him achieve what he did. And while I might have a high rank in the army, I can't say the same for my position within my family. I spend so much of my time working, I barely have any to spare for them. I can only imagine. Being the head of an entire nation's army must come with no small number of hardships. On a related note, with the power balance on the continent changing so significantly, there is much I would like to discuss. You came here on a family vacation, so what say we leave such serious talk for another time? I think that would be for the best. On another matter then, I hear that you are an avid angler as well as a hunter. Are there any particular fishing spots you would recommend in Ymir? Ah, fellow fisherman are you? I quite enjoy going upstream in the valley and opening a hole in the ice myself. Now there's an interesting idea. Those two certainly hit it off quickly. Roland might not have as much natural beauty as Ymir, but it still has its fair share. Perhaps that fact's helping them bond. I mean, we all get along great with Rean too, so maybe you're onto something. You know, it's so weird thinking of how my perception of Erebonia's changed over the years. Back in LaBelle, it used to feel like this scary place really far away. Now it feels so close and dear to my heart. Yeah, I never thought we'd come to live in times like these either. We lost a lot along the way, but I'm glad we can finally live together in peace like this. Together, we enjoyed a delicious meal as we told stories about Rean in Class 7. And before we knew it, it had gotten late, so we returned to the Phoenix Wings and went for a soak in the hot springs. I can feel the stiffness in my back and shoulders from all that work melting away. You've really been busy lately, huh? Although I'm not surprised. Having to handle rebuilding after the war and matters relating to Crossbell at the same time can't be easy. I'm playing a part in the discussions about Crossbell's independence with Princess Claudia too. Speaking of whom, it's incredible just how dependable she's become. During the international conference a while back, the new president of Calvert was constantly trying to assert his dominance, but she was just as capable as Prince Olivet and Princess Alphin in keeping him in check. I'm glad they're all giving everything their best. President Gramhart seems like he'll be a formidable adversary then. Without a doubt, he's at least as cunning as President Rocksmith, if not more so. Thinking of this continent's future makes me more than a little uneasy, I'll tell you that. It's not just Calvert either. There are still worrying signs here in Erebonia, to say nothing of the fact we haven't heard from Ouroboros in a while. The Phantasmal Blaze plan over, they're probably getting ready for their next move. They've had some personnel shakeups too, so we probably don't have to concern ourselves with them in the short term, but I'm sure they'll be back. Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to stay silent for long, unfortunately. I wish I had a bit more time to relax. Even if I do have a lot to worry about, it hurts that the only time I can make for my family is between jobs like this. I haven't had much time to talk to Rean either, and always feel kept at arm's length when I do. I haven't been able to give you all the attention you deserve. I really want to going forward. I believe I speak for everyone when I say we'd love that. I don't think you need to worry too much about things with Rean though. Right now, you're just not used to one another, so you're both uncomfortable letting the other get too close. As long as you don't give up, the wall between you will break on its own before long. I'm sure of it. You really have matured, Joshua. I hope you're right. Rean's part of our family now, so I want her to feel like it. Incidentally, when are you and Estelle planning on getting married? Where did that come from? All this talk of families just reminded me. When I saw Sherazade all gussied up, it made me want to see my daughter like that one day too. So I wondered if maybe there was something holding you two back. Well, can I get an answer? As much as it would pain me if you were to marry into the family, I could allow that. Is this really the best time for this discussion? Just can't beat a good hot spring. Not even with a stick. It's like my whole body's on an express flight to Relaxville. The scenery's so pretty too. I have got to bring Tita here one day. I see what you mean. The springs in Elmo and Erin were lovely too. But the way this spring incorporates elements of both Erebonian and Eastern culture is really something special. I'm so jealous you got to try the ones at Erin. I never got to go in the end. The idea of a little bath in a hidden village is so dreamy. I'll have to get someone to take me one day. How about we go to Erin for our next family vacation then? That would be even harder to organize than this one was, but wouldn't it be nice if we could? What's up? Oh, it's nothing. It's just that the fact I'm on a family vacation at all hasn't fully sunk in yet. I think I finally understand why the Hayworths don't get bored of going to Mishlam all the time. So that's what it was. Oh, don't you worry, because the fun times we'll be having together are only just getting revved up. We've got that meal with Harold's family to look forward to too, haven't we? That's true. I'm gonna have to tell them about you hitting that ball with a snowball. please don't bring that up and embarrass me. I feel like people are finally starting to think of me as an adult, and that'll ruin it. It's so in character for you, though. By the way, you and Joshua are going to Crossbell soon, right? Does that have anything to do with the consulates Erebonia and Calvert plan to open there? Yeah, we were asked to escort the secretaries who'll be working at them safely into Crossbell. It was a direct request from ambassadors Cochrane and Karina too, so we've got to do a good job of it. Oh, I see. Seems like I'll be best acting on my own after all then. That message Grandpa Jörg managed to get to me has me rather concerned. You know, Ren, there's something I've been meaning to say to you. Ah, what would that be? I've known you for a long time now, so I know how special you are and how much of a genius you are too. I doubt there's anything in this world you couldn't accomplish if you put your mind to it. I swear you shut up if you reach too. You noticed her? I hope you're ready for me to become far prettier than you'll ever be. It pains me to let that go, but prettiness isn't the issue here. What I'm trying to say is, I know I don't need to worry about you too much because you can take care of yourself. But please don't feel like you need to handle all of your problems on your own, okay? You're our little sister, and Joshua and I care a lot about you. About you a lot. Don't worry, I'm well aware. If I really need help, I'll let you know. I'm sure you wouldn't hesitate to come to my aid wherever you were. Naturally. I'm sure Dad feels the same way too. About that. What's going on here, gals? Can dear old Dad join in? Look who just showed up uninvited. Only a real bore would interrupt two ladies having a private conversation. You might want to rethink your behavior before the women of the world start hating you. My daughter's words are like daggers to my heart. Is that gunfire? It sounds like it's a little ways from the village, but it's still cause for concern. We should go and investigate. Not again, not here, not gunfire. Not them! I didn't expect all of you to show up. It's not like we could just ignore the sound of gunfire. Do you know what's going on? Not yet, but there seems to be a battle going on in the valley. Occasionally we can hear the sound of a boar's cry amidst the gunfire too. There's no sign the village is in any danger so far, but this isn't something we can ignore. Could we ask you to stay in Ymir for now until we know it's safe? Your consideration is appreciated, but we're no ordinary tourists. We'll take care of the investigation. Could you make sure everyone in the village is ready to evacuate in the meantime? But... you know, you're probably right. This is a task best left to bracers. But as long as you are here, you are our guests, so please take care. Will do. This time I won't stand idly by. We need to repay our hosts for their generosity after all. Naturally, that goes for me too. We're counting on you both. That's quite a high-spec party. Get out of the way, you big dumb boar! Give me a break. You must know you can't hurt me by now. Just get lost. That's enough. I thought so. It would be you again, wouldn't it? What are you even doing here? Estelle Bright? Why are you here? Why do you have two ex-enforcers and Cassius Bright with you? I feel like we're going to be running into you for the rest of our days. Citizen Gilbert Stein, steward of the former mayor of Rean. You're still wanted in Liberl, I'll have you know. We just finished making you better and now you're all hurt again. Run along now, okay? As for you, I'd heard you were shot down with your ship last year. You just keep coming back like an irritating little weed, don't you? How dare you call me a weed? I'm more like a dandelion that can grow anywhere, even in the most arid desert. Wait, that's not a very cool metaphor. Just pretend I said something dramatic and awesome, alright? Why don't you spare us the wordplay and tell us what the heck you're doing here? And why were you attacking that poor boar? It was just out here trying to live its life. I'll have you know that he attacked me first. I was doing some shooting practice when he showed up out of nowhere. Why must my life be so full of woe? I wouldn't even bother with a stupid place like this if I didn't need to knock that smug rookie down a peg. I don't even know what you're rambling about anymore. This is a place of natural beauty. You can't use it for target practice. Wait, so that's why... Yeah, I imagine that boar was fighting to protect his territory. Anyway, you've done enough damage already. Surrender and come quietly, Gilbert. Why don't you get out of that machine so that we can talk? As if there's no way I'm coming out. This is bad. I don't like my odds against the 2X enforcers. Never mind Cassius Bright. Can I get out of this with my usual pretending to beg for forgiveness act? No, they're not going to fall for that. Oh, why am I even worried? If that rampaging boar can overcome my defenses, what chance do they have? And I can fly. And if I beat Cassius Bright, Ouroboros will totally make me an enforcer on the spot. You just try and beat me. You're going to regret ever challenging the great Gilbert Stein. Yeah, we'll see about that. Come on, Joshua. See? You can't even scratch me! The heck? Since when was this thing so tough? That barrier is extremely powerful. All that time spent kissing Professor Novartis' ass paid off when he added this feature to my G-Apache. Now it's invincible! No one can get through this barrier. Not X-Enforcers, not Cassius Bright. I'm going to enjoy slowly filling you powerless fools full of lead. Okay, I'm calling shenanigans. Either way, it's not wrong that it's going to be difficult to penetrate. Unfortunately so. A high-density barrier like that could repel even a point-blank shot from a cannon. I don't remember that G-Apache being able to generate this much energy. Which means... Where'd my barrier go? And, Ow, 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 ow! Why is this thing so hot all of a sudden? Orbital energy, 278% overcapacity, activating self-destruct. What? I think it's going berserk. It's not going to blow up, is it? I'm afraid it looks that way. That crass orbital engine was never meant to power such a potent barrier. Could the professor's mind have been elsewhere when you begged him to add that? He did a very shoddy job. This can't be happening! We can't let it detonate on a snowy mountain like this. It could cause an avalanche. I'm with you there. We've got to stop it from exploding so no harm comes to Ymir. Leave this to me. I'll launch that craft high into the air so it can explode somewhere safer. Can you even do that? That won't be easy even for you, surely. This is nothing. But I will need some time to gather the energy for it. It's going to be a gamble whether I can direct it somewhere it can explode safely. But I'm sure I can pull it off. It's times like these when I've got to be a dad you can be proud of. We believe in you. I'm not opposed to a gamble, but I can help make your odds a little better. While I'm helping buy time, I'll use the valley's terrain and climate to calculate the safest place for it to detonate.
Perfect. I'm counting on you then. Can you two help her buy time?
Yeah, because I was totally gonna sit here making snow angels. All right, let's do this, guys.
Right behind you.
Let us begin.
Watch yourselves. This will be tough.
He's not here. Right, the G-Apache stands before us. What kind of setup do we... Oh, we barely have courts. In fact, it's almost like courts. Does that exist? Right, in terms of like actual gear or stuff that we have that's going to help us out here, I guess Shadow Formation is the best of all formations for us to use.
Shadow!
No scatter, no scan. I guess I'll just go to work. So, well, actually, what is your gear? Is it bad for me to hit into Soulblur or not?
An opening!
That's the thing, I'm used to using them a certain way, but if we can build up more BP, that doesn't hurt me either. So you have La Caresse for actual defense up. Maybe that's not a bad thing to go for.
Not a chance! You'll finish!
Maybe Gilbert's ridiculously powerful, I don't know. Somehow doubt it. Oh, we can hit a Shining before we can hit an Analyze? That sounds great to me.
There!
Ready to go.
Oh, Shining. I can't really move, but I don't think I will from this spot.
Yeah!
Is Gilbert? Oh, we've got to treat him like a super boss. You never know.
My turn now.
We don't get by just doing stuff to people at home. Oh my god, he's got no HP! Or he's got no HP versus what we usually fight.
And go! Here's kicker!
I've got this.
half of your stuff already, buddy. Don't even need to impede you at this point. I'll just hit you normally and hopefully
Now
you
then.
get me with the goods in the future.
Swiftly! Shadow!
Too bad I
Very
can't
well.
use like a UF or anything. I'm gonna analyze you. I've got the
Activate.
time.
Yeah!
A manned mobile weapon of the societies that went into a special attack mode after being damaged. It is piloted by its usual idiots.
You'll finish! I see you! I've got this!
Man, they really just don't let him. Oh, poor guy.
My turn now.
Really sad. I mean, Firebolt hits for thingy, but Cross Crusade is an S rank. Makes you wonder what one will actually hit more in this case.
Activating drive.
I've got this!
My turn now.
Oh,
And go!
I see it on the turn meter here.
Here,
Ha!
Gilbert's like, why did you hit me with old S-craft all the time? This is cheating.
I've got this!
Yeah, it might be a little.
There!
Very well.
Swiftly! Shadow!
Oh, 200
Very
SPS
well.
craft. Don't mind if I do.
Will not falter again! And
That was worth scanning, wasn't it?
ready! Phantom Ray!
Rest in peace. We won. Now let's move on.
I think that was the easiest battle we've had in one of these. Poor Gilbert.
I say, you useless lump of metal! Radios! Spare me! Dad! Ren!
It's all up to you now.
The safest location to detonate is at 9 o'clock.
Got it. Leave this to me.
You've got this.
I believe in you, Cassius. Dad,
Whether it's Cassius or something else, I'm just happy you think of me as family. But I have to admit, you calling me Dad does get me a lot more fired up. Ah!
This isn't cool! Why does everything always have to end like this? I'll be back! Because you know what Gilbert Stein never does? He never gives up!
Wow, you really blasted his ass right out of here.
With no sign of an avalanche either. I knew you could do it, Dad.
You can be pretty cool. Sometimes.
Whew. Well, I could have done that in my sleep. But I owe most of it to Ren, really.
you should take credit where it's due. Very nicely done, Cassius.
It's okay if you keep calling me Dad, you know?
Nope. Cassius feels more right to me.
I think the wall between them finally came down.
Yeah, that's another problem solved.
With that, peace was once again restored to Ymir. We made our way to Gilbert's crash site just to be sure, but we couldn't find him or his archives, and mainly to thank him for sorting out the family dynamic. If only I could believe for even a second that was the last we'd see of him. I never want to see the last of him. After that, we found the injured boar and nursed him back to health before returning to town. Baron Schwarzer offered us a more formal reward for the help, but we were just doing what was right, so we turned him down. Then, before we knew it, the day was over, and our happy vacation came to an end. With hands full of souvenirs, the Baron and Lady insisted on in lieu of a reward, we huddled to say our final farewells. Thank you both so much. We had so much fun here. I'm really sad to have to say goodbye. Please, after all you've done, we should be throwing you a parade. You were supposed to be on vacation. You still did so much to help us. I don't feel as though we gave you the welcome you truly deserved, given all that you have done for our son. Not at all. You were extremely gracious hosts. From my family to yours, we're incredibly grateful you allowed us to take such a wonderful vacation. Yeah, if anything, we like a little excitement in our lives. I can say for certain that we were never bored. And it was our pleasure to get to help Rean's hometown. We made some great memories here too. I'm delighted you all feel that way. You're welcome to return anytime you please. We'll have springs and food waiting for you. Nice. You mean it? We'll have to bring all our friends next time. Thank you again for everything. Please give our regards to our Ashen friend and his sister too. What a lovely family they are. I couldn't agree more. They seem to brighten their surroundings just by being there. I'd heard nothing but good things about them, of course, but the rumors were easily surpassed. I quite agree. I hope we can meet them again one day. It's nice having those two specific families interact in that way as well, even without Rean present, on the basis of what those, parents have done, dads have done, etc. Good dads. Good dad squad. Seeing more of the Brights is never bad, but I suddenly come up with a weird thought in my head during that daydream. Here's a character that they could kill off and it could mean a lot to people who like the game. Gilbert. It would be heartbreaking. Please never do this. We need more Gilbert Stein. A look on the bright side has ended. 10,000 mirrors a reward. We get a true Tamamo gem. Don't you give them ideas. Oh, they don't pay attention. It's fine. We get some towels too. True Tamamo gem. Even more character note entries. Right then, let's deal with some of the overall extra stuff that we have to do. Let's go into I should probably the True Tamamo gem. I think I've already had one before. True Tamamo gem. Yes, it is the one that puts up. It's under my face, but it says it's strength 1600, but it's actually only strength 160. But it does exist. Attack Scratch can charm enemies at 50% chance is also ridiculously good. Right, so from here, of course, a lot of missions have been completed since last time, so let's go through the list of what I've managed to do with the grind. Void Spire 6 is completed for some new material mass. That is 1,000 new material worth, I think. Loads of Phantasmal Shards. I've done 150 United Fronts for some Sepith, but now I've actually unlocked every character slots to full. So now Sepith, all that is making courts or exchanging for cash at this point. 140 of all allies is done. Same with 150 for all allies. 30 material. I think the next jump there is actually 200? Yeah, it's 200, which of course McBurn is the one that's keeping me away from that at the moment. Boo with my chest. Bestiary 4. I still haven't gone into the fourth stratum to see if I can find a monster in there that I haven't fought yet, but it's very possible that that's a thing, but that's the actual extras I've done at this point in time. Plus that daydream means that we should be a little closer.
Review missions.
To our RP total here.
Accumulated.
Yeah, we're very, very close.
Unchanged.
We just need to hit 6 more from something. Like a daydream or anything like that. We would get Krypton. Whatever that actually is. Might be good. Might not necessarily be good. The other thing I've just generally done, of course, is, level gear characters. I've got a fair bit of Blacks and Maroon ore on offer, but I feel like we've got our trials ready to go. But I also feel like we should probably do a ton of these group missions or try to get them done before we go in to The final stratum. 0 of stratum, which is definitely final, right? It's the double thing. So...